head of the Clampett clan. When you see what's coming down them stairs, your heart is going to swell up and burst with pride.
Well, let's take a look.
Here's me, 60 years ago, head to toe. Let out a little in between. What took you so long, girl?
Well, I thought I'd never get them rascals buttoned up.
Lost my button hook. Well, Jed, don't she just fair take your breath away?
She does for a fact, Granny. But, is women still wearing them kind of clothes today?
No. And that's why so many ain't getting married.
What you mean?
Women's clothes today don't leave nothing for men to wonder about. You take them women down to the victual store. Them women come in there wearing little shorts and something they call stretch pants. They all look like a 4-pound sausage stuffed into a 2-pound skin.
Not in the middle store, huh?
Oh, it's shameful. Why, them women show more than a sideshow wiggle dancer at a county fair. Ain't you been down there? Ain't you seen them?
No, but you sure put me in the mood to go.
Nothing to fun about, Jed. You want your daughter to have a happy marriage, don't you?
Oh, of course I do, but...
Ellie, come here.
Howdy, everybody. Hey, Ellie, you're...
What's so funny?
You! What's that thing you got on your head?
That's an expensive hat. Special made. Cost my paw 2 pigs and a chicken.
If you ask me, it'd look better to wear the 2 pigs and the chicken.
I reckon nobody asked you, Jethro.
Well, all right, but her fella's coming up the driveway now, so she better hurry and get into some courting clothes.
She's wearing courting clothes.
Them?
There he is. I'll go let him in.
No, Ellie. It ain't proper for a young girl to be ready when her beau comes to the front door. We'll wait in here. Your pa'll let him in.
I sure hope I can remember his names.
He sure does have a bunch of them.
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy there, young fella. Jethro, you remember Mr. CPA Rod Fern Fred Penn Fernpot?
Penrod.
I always forget that one.
That's my name, simply Penrod.
Well, simply, this here is Jethro.
Good to see you again, Simply.
Fred.
No, that's Jethro. I'm Jed.
I'm Fred.
Now you getting it? I don't blame you for getting mixed up with other folks' names. You got enough to do to remember your own. You must have 8 or 10.
Howdy, Mr. Redfern. You're in for a surprise.
Ellie?
No, simply, this here's Granny.
Simply.
That's what he wants us to call him, Simply Penrod.
Praise be. I never could remember all them other names.
Hi there, Fred.
Ellie. What are you, a Gibson girl?
Shucks, no, I'm a Clampett.
Give the boy credit, Ellie. He remembered your first name. That's better than he did with any of the rest of it.
I mean, what are you doing in this strange costume?
Funny looking, ain't it, Sim?
yes, it is.
You think that's funny, do you? Walk for him, Ellie.
You're right, that's really funny.
Why, you silly pink
Now,
squeak, you don't
Simply
know...
and Ellie, I reckon it's time for you to get going. Come on.
Maybe we ought to stay here, Ellie Mae. All I've got's my motor scooter.
You said you'd ice pop our car.
Oh.
There it is, Simply. It's all yours.
Is this your car, Mr. Clampett?
Well, strictly speaking, it belongs to my cousin Pearl, but I can keep it as long as I keep her boy Jethro.
I'm afraid I don't know how to drive this.
Jethro!
So maybe we'd just better stay here instead of going out to dinner.
Oh, fine with me. Granny's cooking up hog jowl.
Maybe we can both get on the scooter.
Oh, no need to do that, young'uns. Jethro, drive any place you want to go.
Sure I will.
Come on, Fred.
Up there?
Yeah, come on, pillow fella.
He laughs anymore at your courting dress. Make him walk home. Ed, I think we're making a mistake, letting that city whippersnapper court Ellie.
Well, now, Mr. Drysdale seems to set great store by young Fernpot. Simply says he's going to move right up the ladder.
Ladder? What's he do down the bank? Wash windage?
Yeah, I understand it. He's got something to do with bookkeeping.
Let's keep him on a high shelf if he has to climb for him. I say that we ought to take Ellie home and get her married to a hillman. She's a filly with a high spirit, and she needs a strong hand at the rein.
Well, Leif Crick's mighty anxious for his boy Dub to get hitched to Ellie. He's strong.
I said a hillman, not a gully-jumping mud crawler.
All right, Randy.
Well, boy, now you're gonna commence a courting that sweet, beautiful, rich Ellie Mae. Wake up, boy.
I'm awake.
Then open your eyes.
What for?
'Cause we's there.
Please, where?
At Jed Clampetts' house, doggone it. Now open your eyes and have a look.
What for? I believe you.
Now, boy, when they open the door, you let your pa do all the talking, you hear? Selling the Clampetts on letting you marry into their family is going to be hard on sneaking daylight past the rooster. Wake up, boy. I'm talking on you.
I'm awake, Paul.
Then look at me.
What for? I know what you look like.
Oh, there now. I got that nasty old bee that stung you on the head. Why, Jed Clampett, I didn't see you standing there. You know my boy, Dub.
Yeah, I do. Howdy, Dub.
Boy, Mr. Clampett done said howdy on you. Now, why don't you answer him?
Because you said when they opened the door to let you do all the talking.
I thought I see another bee.
Your head smart, boy?
Answer the man.
Only when Paul hits me.
Another one to buzzing by.
Y'all better come in out of the bees.
Well, thank you, Jed. Thank you.
Got the sack.
Oh, why, this here's just a little present the Dub brought out for Ellie Mae. A nice batch of black walnuts, the kind you can't grow out here.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you, Dub. Where'd you get them?
Answer the man.
I stole them.
Well, what he means is they hadn't fallen off in the tree yet, and he had to pick them. Now, to a nature lover like my Dub, that's the same as stealing them baby walnuts from their mother. Oh, sweet he is.
Yeah, I reckon that's why the bees took out after him.
Yeah. Jed, we just plumb tuck it out from toting these here walnuts all the way out here to Ellie. Now, couldn't we just spend the night in your barn? We'd curl up in the hay. We wouldn't be no trouble to nobody.
Well, Leif, we ain't got a barn. There's plenty of bedrooms upstairs. As long as you keep quiet and don't rile up Granny, you're welcome to use them.
Did you hear that, boy? Didn't I tell you Jed was like that? Didn't I tell you he was the salt of the earth, had a lot of heart? Ooh-wee. This is right out of a castle, that's what it is. What do you think of this, Dub? It takes your breath away, don't it? Come on, boy, speak up. Tell Mr. Clampett what you think of this beautiful room he's giving us.
Roof leaks, huh?
Don't think so, Dub.
Of course it don't leak. What do you want to say a Dub thing like that for?
Because there's a tent over the bed. You're gonna ruin my hat.
Appreciate it if you two be as quiet as you can. I don't want Granny to know you're here. Leastwise, not just yet. I'll break it to her gently in the morning.
Oh, we understand, Jed.
I don't.
Must be them bee stings, Jed. He'll be all right as soon as he rests and has some victuals.
I'll bring up some grits and jowls directly.
You're a good man, Jed. I says to Morty before we left, I says, dry your eyes, Morty. I says, Jed Clampett's a good man. He'll treat me and Dub just like we was his own. He'll board us and bed us, salt of the earth, Jed is.
Leif, you hadn't ought to waste all that. Out here in Beverly Hills, you can sack it and sell it.
Now, you get yourself cleaned up and you get into them store-bought and city-made courting clothes of yours and you ask Ellie Mae to marry you. You gotta make that girl your finance before Granny runs us off.
I think you mean Fiancy.
You mean fiancy. I mean finance.
Hey, Uncle Jed, I just seen old Leif Crick's car out front. Is he here?
I don't want Granny to know they's here.
They?
Bring his boy with him.
Dub? Is old Dub Crick here? Hey, Dub!
Boy, I just told you I don't want Granny to know they's here. Now, come on, let's get the car out of sight before she sees it. Where's Where's Ellie Mae and Simply?
Oh, they're out riding. I learned him how to drive the truck.
All right, now, take Leif's car, put it over behind them bushes yonder.
Ain't got no key in it. I'll just let off the brake and push it.
Need any help?
Shucks, no.
Remember now, keep this whole thing quiet.
Okay.
Not so fast, Jethro. You're headed for the hill. Look out! Catch it, Jethro!
Got away from me, Uncle Jed.
Yeah, I see it there. Right as she goes. Looks like Leif and his boy is going to be with us longer than I figured.
Come in, Mr. Drysdale.
Granny, did you hear that loud noise?
Yeah. Don't let it worry you. It's my grits exploding.
Grits explode.
Yep, they do it every time I pressure cook them. You care to stay for victuals? We're having some blowed-up grits and some deep-fried hog jowls.
No, thank you, Granny.
And a nice green salad, wilted crabgrass,
No, thank you.
tadpole soup, and some candied crawdad tails.
No, really. As a matter of fact, Miss Hathaway is having dinner at our house, and I was hoping that Ellie Mae and young Fernpile could join us. Oh, he's a young CPA at my bank.
Oh, you mean Simply?
Who?
The window washer.
Greetings, Granny. I'm sorry, Chief, but Mrs. Drysdale wants you to come at once. She's ready to serve the shrimp.
Looks like Simply come while you were gone.
What?
You better not keep your wife waiting.
Au revoir, Granny.
Same to you, whatever it is.
Quick,
Doing the work of two men, as usual.
human dynamo.
Why, it's beautiful, Miss Jane. And handsome young banker Drysdale. You know, for a minute there, I thought I was seeing Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire.
By George, Crick, you're too good for this kind of back-breaking work. Now, won't you reconsider taking a job in my bank?
You mean a white-collar job?
Yes.
Well, sir, it's too late for me to change the hard-working habits of a lifetime. All I can hope for is that my boy has it better.
You have a son?
Well, you wouldn't know he was my son, ma'am. My boy Dub has a head on his shoulders.
Smart lad, eh?
Mr. Drysdale, smart just ain't the word for that boy.
Chief, Mr. Crick's son sounds like a natural for our executive trainee program.
Just what I was thinking. Mr. Crick, can your boy fly out here and talk to me about a job?
Fly? Why, Mr. Drysdale, just for the honor of shaking your hand, that boy would crawl out here on his hands and knees.
Well, just have him fly out.
I can't, Mr. Drysdale. I'm a poor man. All I got are the rags on my back.
Oh, of course. How thoughtless of me. Here.
Sir, I couldn't take money from you. I'll have him walk out.
Whoa, it's over 2,000 miles. It would take him weeks.
Well, he can run some of the way.
Nonsense. Here. If he flies, he'll be here in a few hours.
Oh, sir, all this money.
It's worth every penny to have Leif Crick's son in my bank.
Chip off the old block, I'll wager.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That boy is a born crook. I mean, crick. Bless you. Bless you both. I'll run telegraph him.
Howdy do. I pressure cook 16 pounds of grits, 30 sets of hog jowls. Nobody shows up to eat. Grits and jowls, come and get them or I'll throw them out. If there's anybody upstairs, Biggles is ready.
Don't throw him out. I'm coming.
There's a creak in the house. Where's my shotgun?
Oops, I forgot.
Jed, come a-running. Fetch my shotgun.
What is the matter, Granny? You're yelling like you seen the devil himself.
I seen worse. A crick. Dumb crick.
Too bad, Uncle Jed, after we tried so hard.
Ow, my toe! It must be gonna rain. Why don't you go out in the kitchen and have some victuals?
Just 'cause it's gonna rain ain't no cause to stomp a fella's toe.
Now then, Granny, Just where did you see this, crick, was it?
Yes, it was it? Dub Crick, in his underwear. He came flying down them stairs, and when I yelled at him, he went flying back up.
Kind of like when you seen that giant jackrabbit nobody else could see, huh?
That jackrabbit was here, and Dub Crick is here, and probably is no good Paul along with him.
Well, then, their car ought to be sitting out front, huh?
Yeah, let's go set fire to it.
Granny, was it there?
No.
Yeah, come on now. Let's go have some victuals and we'll all feel better.
Giant jackrabbit?
No, Lace Crick, he's here.
Maybe you've been working too hard.
I tell you, I've seen him.
Where are you going, Granny?
I'm gonna search this house top to bottom till I find that overgrown varmint.
What would a jackrabbit be doing upstairs?
I ain't looking for a jackrabbit.
Howdy, Paul, Granny.
Well, look who's here. You young folks home kind of early, ain't you?
Oh, we had to come home. There are no lights on that truck.
What you want to do, read?
Did you see anything of Leif Crick's car out front?
No, ma'am.
Did you see anything of Leif?
No, ma'am.
How about his boy, Dub?
No, ma'am.
I don't suppose you saw anything of a giant jackrabbit.
You women folks is through whispering. I think you ought to invite this young fellow to stay for supper. How about it, Simply?
Fred.
No, I'm Jeff.
Mr. Clampett, my name is Fred Penrod, period.
He's come up with another one.
Well, let's go sit at the table before my tadpole soup gets cold.
Oh, I just remembered. I've got to work on the books tonight. So long, everybody.
I'll be seeing you, Fred.
Manana, Ellie.
Manana?
I wish that boy would pick out one favorite name and stick to it.
Granny, can I take off my court and dress now?
Sure, honey. I'll keep the soup hot.
Won't take me long.
Hurry up, boy. Ellie Mae's come home. Ain't you in them high-class big city court and clothes yet?
Almost, Paul. And they is really something. You can't even tell they second-hand.
Well, come on out here. Let me have a look. I've never seen nothing like that before. Are you sure them's real big city clothes?
Yes, sir. Luke Short over at the general store in Sibley bought these off a fella that worked at the racetrack in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Well, cities just don't come no big on Hot Springs.
That's the truth. You know what this outfit's worth, including the watch and the yaller shoes?
How much?
$15.
$50? That's what I call robbery.
Yeah, I knowed you'd be proud. It's the most I ever stole.
Now, that is. Commencing tomorrow, you's gonna be working at Mr. Drysdale's bank.
Now, by dingies, we'll find out if I'm seeing spooks or cricks. I never knew a crick yet to pass up free grits and jowls.
Pressure cooks the grits. Tenders them up real nice.
Dad! Dad! Come help me, I caught him!
Caught who, Granny?
Just pull on this rope. You'll see. Well, does that look like a vision?
Oh, it looks like Jethro.
Wait, it's worth your life to try to get seconds around here.
Sorry, Jethro. I thought it was one of the creeks.
Yonder she is, boy. Get to courting.
Which one?
I think your best chance is with the little one.
There are the cribs.
No, no. I ain't biting.
This ought to get the Clampetts interested in deep-sea fishing, don't you agree?
Chief, it is a master stroke of psychological strategy.
Thanks. Grab the tail.
It cleverly takes cognizance of their innate love of the sport of hunting, which has been drastically curtailed by Ellie Mae's love of the very creatures they hunt.
Yeah, grab the tail.
Provides these active, rugged mountaineers with all the thrills and excitement of the chase they so thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, grab the tail.
And should they become devotees, it will prevent their leaving Beverly Hills and returning to their home. For, by its very nature, big game fishing is impossible in their landlocked, mountainous terrain. I repeat, Chief, it is a master stroke of psychological strategy.
All this because I said 3 lousy words. Don't you agree? And I'm going to say 3 more. Grab the tail!
Granny, me and old Duke here is plumb tuckered out. We walked clean over to the golf pasture looking for some game.
What'd you get?
We got mean-mouthed and stick-chased out of there.
You mean you come home with nothing, empty-handed again?
Well, we did manage to find a few of them golf eggs.
Throw 'em out, Jed. They just can't be cooked. I boiled them and torched them and fried them. And they still come out gummy as an old boot. Doggone it, I wanted some fresh game meat.
Well, looks like we's caught betwixt and between, Granny. Folks don't want me shooting a gun, and when I snare the game, Ellie makes a pet out of it.
Uncle Jed, Granny! Come see what Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane brought us. A great big old fish about this long.
Fish that size must be a channel cat.
Yeah, some catfish rolled in cornmeal, deep fried. Ought to taste pretty good right now, huh?
Sure.
Come on, let's go.
Remember, not a word to my wife about giving this trophy to the Clampetts.
Right, Chief.
That fishing trip to the Gulf of Mexico cost us about $4,000. And this is all we have to show for it.
I understand.
Plus which, it took her 6 hours to land it.
Well, doggies, that is a big fish.
Ain't no catfish.
Looks like a carp.
No, this is a tarpon. That's a saltwater fish.
Oh, you cook 'em in salt water, do you?
No, it lives in salt water. The tarpon is a noted deep-sea game fish.
And I want you to have it for your game room.
Our what room?
Game room. That's the one with the trophies on the wall. The billiard room.
Oh, you mean the fancy eating room.
Yes, as you so quaintly call it.
What do I have to do to 'em?
Nothing. It's been prepared by an expert taxidermist.
Feels nice and crisp.
I'd sure like to see the skillet he was fried in.
Me too. Appears like the grease got too hot and he curled up a mite.
No, he's not fried.
Baked?
No.
Don't smell like he's been smoked.
Tarpon are rarely cooked at all. Once caught, they're usually preserved, like this one.
Oh, preserved.
Like pickled?
Well, yes, in a way. It's quite a process. They're cleaned, scraped, treated with chemicals, even the bones are removed. Then, a form is made and the skin
Miss
is...
Hathaway.
Sorry, Chief.
Mr. Clampett, I'm sure you'd enjoy catching a fish like this.
I would for a fact. Now, there's a critter even Ellie wouldn't make a pet out of.
Then it's all settled. Now I'm going out and get you the finest deep-sea fishing equipment that money can buy.
Oh, no need to do that, Mr. Drysdale. I can cut myself a pole and make a hook out of a bent nail.
No, catching big game fish like tarpon and marlin requires very special equipment.
It does indeed, Mr. Clampett. The black marlin, for example, which is a native of our own Pacific waters.
Jethro, fetch this fish out to the kitchen. I gotta figure out how to cook him.
But, Granny, Miss Jane said you didn't have to do nothing more to it. She said that it was all...
I heard what she said, but I say that this fish ain't got a fresh-caught look to it. And nobody's chomping on him till I've cooked him.
Yes, ma'am, Granny. She's right. It could use some tendering up.
You're gonna commence a tendering up, you wall-eyed, ocean-going varmint.
You cooking that fish?
I ain't giving him a bath.
Gene said he already been prepared by experts, something or other.
Taxi driver.
That sounds like it, yeah.
He better stick to driving taxis. He don't know shucks about fish. I've been boiling this rascal for 2 hours, and he's still tough as harness leather.
You know what it could be, Granny?
What?
Swimming around in the salt water all them years is what toughened him up. You know what brine will do to any kind of hide.
I know what it's done to his hide. Why, I've dulled 3 knives trying to cut him up. Finally had Jethro fetch him out here and throw him into my big kettle whole.
And cooking him 2 hours ain't soften him up none?
Not one smidgen. And I've had both ends in the water.
Hey, Granny, we's hungry. Ain't that fish ready yet?
That fish ain't never gonna be ready.
Well, let's go catch one of our own.
Yeah, with this fish winding machine.
It'll be a freshwater fish if I cook it. I'd as leave try to stew an alligator as that thing.
Come on, Jethro, let's dig some worms.
Now, hold on. I reckon it'd hurt Mr. Drysdale's feelings considerable if he was to find out we didn't eat his fish.
But, Uncle Jed, I pretty near broke a tooth on that thing.
And if Jethro can't bite through it, nobody can.
How about Rusty, my cat? He's had his eye on it ever since Jethro fetched it out here.
Yeah, let's give it to him.
It's a heap of fish for one cat.
Don't worry about that, Granny. Appears like Rusty is rounding him up some friends to help.
All I can say to you is... loads of luck.
Well, didn't you cut poles for Paul and Granny?
Granny's going to use the new store-bought pole from Mr. Drysdale, and Uncle Jed's going to try out his new fishing machine.
You dig a nice bucket of worms, Ellie?
Yes, sir, Pa. They's on a truck. What's that thing you're wearing?
Well, this here is a fishing machine harness for holding this here fishing machine.
I still say that's a mighty short pole.
I reckon it's meant for fishing over the side of a boat, Gran.
Ain't gonna get me on no boat.
Ain't figuring to. They work just well off a bridge. You know any good fishing bridges, Jethro?
Only bridge I know goes over the Los Angeles River.
Ain't nothing like a river for catfish. Let's get going.
Wasn't much water in it last time we was there.
Maybe the beavers had it dammed up.
If May's still there, can I bring home a beaver?
No more critters.
Quiet down, Granny. We ain't bringing home nothing but fish. Let her roll, Jethro. Come on, Jethro. You're wasting time. There ain't no fish in there.
That is the poorest excuse of a river I ever did see.
Pitiful, just pitiful.
Los Angeles is so ashamed of that river, they had to put up cement walls to hide it.
It'll be better when the spring thaw sets in. Come on, let's go find us a creek or pond.
Hey, wait a minute. I got a bite.
My doggies, he has a dad.
Jerry, fetch my pole, quick!
What for? This ain't nothing but a boot.
I know it. I'm going to fish for the other one. They're better than the ones I'm wearing.
You young'uns wait here. Granny and me is going in and talk to Mr. Drysdale.
Yeah, I have a few things to say that you might oughtn't to hear. Him and his Beverly Hills fishing.
Now, simmer down, Granny. We'll get it straightened out. Keep eye on the poles and stuff.
Guess what, Chief?
What?
You're taking the Sea Witch tomorrow.
I am not. You know she doesn't get along with the Clampetts.
The Sea Witch is the boat you've chartered.
Oh. Well, don't scare me like that.
By Hi, doggies. We come here to complain about having no place to fish. You ought to see where poor Mr. Drysdale is trying his luck.
Granny, Mr. Clampett, come in.
Mr. Drysdale, are you catching anything out of there?
Well, I wasn't really trying to catch anything.
We was trying.
What did you get?
One old boot, and it don't fit too good.
I thought the hunting around here was poor, but the fishing is really miserable.
We found a pond with some fish in it up the street yonder. The one with the spring and the bubbles coming out in the middle.
Oh, that's a municipal fountain, and those are goldfish.
I hope you didn't try to catch any of those.
Oh, yeah, we caught a lot of them, but we threw them all back. The biggest one was no better than that.
Mr. Clampett, Granny, tomorrow you will have the fishing experience of your lives. I have chartered a boat.
I ain't setting foot on no boat.
Granny, you'll be perfectly safe. It's quite large, and there's an expert crew aboard.
I ain't getting on no boat.
But you love it, Granny. Wait till you experience the thrill of hooking a giant barracuda,
I ain't going.
a fighting sea bass,
I ain't going.
bonita, albacore,
I ain't going.
yellowtail.
You can call me coward all you want. I ain't going.
Please, Mr. Clampett, bring her back. I want to explain.
I'll bring her back, but you're going to have a job getting her on the boat. Granny's right fond of fishing, but she likes to do her rocking on dry land.
Doggone it. Deep-sea game fishing is made to order for that scrappy little woman. One look at a 500-pound sea bass, and she'll never fish in fresh water again.
Chief, I've got an idea. An inspiration. It combines all the elements
Oh,
of...
wait a minute. Can you tell me in 5,000 words or less?
I can tell you in one word, Marineland.
Marineland,
Yes, there, with her feet firmly planted on dry land. Granny can gaze through glass windows into a huge tank and observe at arm's length specimens of sea life by the thousands, from the largest mammals to the tiniest crustaceans.
Now, Granny, it won't hurt you none to listen to Mr. Drysdale.
He ain't getting me out on no water.
But, Granny, I know how fond you are of fish.
I'm fond of ducks, too. But I ain't going up in the sky after them.
Sit down.
Well, youngins, we're going fishing after all.
Mr. Drysdale told us about a fishing hole that's got 'em all beat.
He's going to take us out there first thing in the morning.
It's a gymnasium.
You can look through a glass window and pick out the kind of fish you like.
Some of 'em as big as this truck.
Let's go right now.
Yeah.
I'm all for that, Jed.
Well, I reckon it would spare Mr. Drysdale a heap of trouble.
Yeah, where is it, Paul?
Down near the ocean, a place called Marineland.
Do you reckon the Marines would let us fish there?
Well, he didn't say nothing about that.
Well, they hadn't better try to stop me. I'm catching one of them whoppers for supper tonight.
The Marines is real tough fighters, Granny, and they tote guns.
Well, let's stop by home and get our guns.
Hold on, Granny. We ain't taking on the whole United States Marine.
And he called me a yellowtail.
Fight him, Granny.
Ain't nobody gonna fight nobody. We'll ask them Marines nice and polite, can we fish in a fishing hole?
What if they say no?
We'll jump that quick when we come to it. Drive on, Jethro. Excuse me there, young feller. Are you a Marine?
No, sir, Air Force. But there's a Marine. Oh, Sergeant.
Yes, Lieutenant.
These people seem to be looking for a Marine.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, we heard stories about all the big fish there is in there, and we sure would like to try our luck.
Be my guest.
Well, thank you.
Oh, it's a great spot. You'll love it.
Big fish, huh?
I'll say, if you like real big fish, be sure to catch the whale.
We'll do our best.
Sure is nice of the Marines to let us use their fishing holes.
Yeah. Hey, this looks like a good one. Pull up here, Jethro.
They must be them whales that Marine told us to catch.
I got to admit, them's big fish.
I don't think we got a pole big enough to pull one of them rascals in.
According to the sign on the fishing hole, them there is porpoises.
I want me a whale. I want. What's these critters?
Sign says these here is seals.
Well, let's see what else we can find.
I want me a whale.
I like them, especially that baby one. This here's the biggest one yet.
It's a dandy.
Is this where the whales are supposed to be?
That's what the sign says.
I don't see no fish.
Maybe you gotta drop a line and get a bite.
Put a hook on my line, Jethro.
Yes, sir, Granny.
Ellie Mae, I'm gonna catch me the biggest whale there is in there. Fetch me out a nice big fat worm.
I don't believe I'd bother with a worm if I was you.
Think a grasshopper make better bait?
Unless you can find one the size of a hog.
Grasshopper don't come that big.
And you better use a hog. Look out yonder. Here he comes again.
And we thought them porpoises was big.
Don't nobody move. That fish is mine.
What are you going to catch him with, Granny?
It's Jethro.
You ain't gonna put me on no hook.
No. You go out there on that board and make a noise like a grasshopper.
You mean rub my legs together?
I don't care how you do it, but do it. Then when he jumps out of the water to grab you, you grab him first.
How?
Throw your arms around him. Grab him out of there and fling him on the bank.
Granny, I reckon you're getting a little carried away. Now, I'd be proud as you to take that big rascal home, but instead of gaining the fish, we might be losing the boy.
If the Marines can catch him that big, so can we. Come on, Jethro. Go on, Jethro, go on.
All right, but you come with me.
What's the matter, Jethro? You scared of a fish?
Well, not what I am. Here's a whole bucket of fish. Why don't we take these home? Then we don't have to bother that big, ugly rascal.
Give him one. He'll think we're friendly. Catch him off guard. Go on, Jethro, go on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean you're ugly.
That's right, Jethro. Tempt him again.
That's it. Looking down his throat is like looking through a cellar door.
All right, Granny, that's enough. Come on, Jethro, get off of here.
You bring the fish, Uncle Jed.
Wants another fish, Jed.
Here's one for you, young fella. I think this whale wants them all.
It's a baby walrus. Ain't he cute, Paul? Can I take him home?
Hadn't better, Ellie. He'd remind Granny too much of Leif Crick. Ain't that right, Granny? Where'd you go, Granny? Jethro!
Put me down, you big coward.
I caught her, Uncle Jed. She was bringing her back to the whale tank.
I reckon we better head for home.
I'll be back, you overgrown big mouth varmint. And this time I'll get you. You're mine, you hear? Mine.
catch a whale, Granny.
It's too much fish for a little woman like you.
Now, fish don't live. That's too much for me. I'll see him in my skillet if it's the last thing I ever do.
Just getting close to him's liable to be the last thing you ever do. Now settle down.
I know what I'll do. I'll roll him in cornmeal. That's what I'll do. Deep fry him. Get that rascal yet.
Where you going, Gran?
None of your business.
Who sent her off?
Poor Granny.
Yeah, the sad part of it is, when she goes telling folks about the one that got away, ain't nobody gonna believe her.
Hey, Jed, look what I found on the truck. A baby seal.
That's my baby seal. You put him down.
Ellie Mae Clampett, did you carry off that critter from Marine Land?
No, sir, he followed me.
Followed you?
Yeah, you just put him down and I'll show you.
Ellie Mae? I reckon he followed you to the truck, but he didn't get up by himself.
No, sir. I helped him a little.
Help him again, because we're taking him back.
Come on, Whiskers.
Hey, Granny, we's going back to Marine Land.
Don't get her steamed up again. There ain't no way in the world that little woman can catch that big...